Hey trainers, welcome back to Pokemon Deck Check. I would be Poke Dad.
I'm the dancing bear.
And today on Pokemon TCG, we're going to give some love to Expanded. Had a couple requests. Y'all never do expanded stuff. And we don't because, honestly, it's not as popular as the standard stuff, but we do still try to keep up with it and cover it as best of our ability. Lot going on, lots of moving pieces, lots on our plate, but this definitely has been kind of in the back of our minds. We've been talking about it, that it could be potentially a problem, and so we felt like we wanted to share it and definitely get some action going in the comments if you have any concerns with it or if you think we're just being crazy. So the card in question is Mewtwo Mew Tag Team GX. Alright, so it doesn't seem that threatening, but when you factor in the 270 HP that can be buffed with Fighting Fury Belt to 310.
Yeah. And plus 10 damage.
And 10 more damage, that becomes a major issue, right, Dancing Bear?
And there's some things that it can copy that are just so good.
It's pretty remarkable when you really start looking back through all your old binders, your old EXs. There were cards that were not meant to be used like this, right?
Yeah.
And so it would not surprise me. I'm telling you right now, Mewtwo's going to be in the winning deck. Like I called it for Worlds, I'm calling this for Expanded easily.
It's stupidly good.
Either the Mewtwo is going to win or the deck that extremely hard counters Mewtwo. So something like Trash Lanch, something along that lines.
Like a Trevenant.
Like a heavy. No, I don't see Trevenant being fast enough. But maybe something like, I don't know. I think Garbodor is going to be too slow. I think Grimer Muck is going to be too slow. Anything that evolves on turn 2 is going to be too slow. And we're about to explain why. But first, let's talk about just some interesting card it combos with. And then we'll get into the real threat at the end.
Alright, so what interesting cards were you wanting to go into?
Just whatever you got. Just we'll do the scary combo at the very end.
Okay.
Mega Galil EX. So it basically, if you have Fighting Fury Belt and you can withstand getting KO'd, this basically reads as it does 100, and if this Pokemon has 10 or more damage counters on it, the attack does 150 more damage. So if somebody hits into it for 100 damage, now you're hitting for, 250?
250.
It does 150 more damage, so 250 damage. 260 with the Fighting Fury Belt.
For potentially just 2 energies.
Yep, because you are going to be playing Dimension Valley, and so you'll just play Rainbow and DCE.
That's something to constantly be thinking about.
Oh, I can't see it. So, Dimension Valley combos perfectly with Mewtwo. So now you're looking at... we can talk about the other energy stuff too. So, a Rainbow, you're going to play 4 Rainbows and 4 DCE in this style of a deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got your Rainbow energy and DCE. That's all the energy you're going to need, folks. So, and that adds to it. So now, an attack that does 90 plus the Rainbow, you have 10 damage counters on it.
Yeah.
So, alright, what else you got, Dancing Bear?
Mega Gengar.
These Megas, you're going to see a few other Megas. These are designed to have Spirit Link, otherwise you lose your turn, right? Mm-hmm. Not with this one, but in general. If you evolve, you lose your turn. But you can't do it on turn 1. Now the Rayquaza, you can do it on turn 1, and you still lose your turn. But these were meant to be slow paced, right?
Mm-hmm.
And while this isn't as threatening as the Mega Galil, it still could potentially be a problem.
Scary.
Because Phantom Gate for Psychic Colorless, choose any one of your opponent's Pokemon's attacks and use it. And you could probably come up with some crazy attacks that you could pull off. Whether they're GX attacks, whatever. And we're talking Psychic and a Colorless, right? Or
Yeah, just 2 energies with the Dimension Valley.
So you're going to see a trend. So we have the Rainbow to cover the Psychic cost, and then for other crazier combos. This is the light stuff, folks.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't even the crazy stuff.
This is for sure the light stuff.
So, yeah, it could definitely be a problem. It's not meant to use that powerful attack without using Spirit Link and accelerating 3 energy, or at least a Psychic and DCE. So, I mean, yeah. So, next.
Another Psychic Mega. The Mewtwo.
The Mega Mewtwo is going to be a problem because now we're in just DCE attachment, or even just 1 energy, 1 rainbow attachment. And it does 10 plus 30 more for each energy on your opponent's Pokemon.
And yours.
So now we're getting in territory where, once again, it's a Mega. It takes Spirit Link to normally evolve. So you're just you're breaking the format, and you're gonna be able to put so much pressure on your opponent. If they try to do Blastoise, how many energies would they need to put on Keldeo to 1-hit KO a Mewtwo Mew?
With Spirit Link or without?
Without Spirit Link for now.
Alright, without they need 14.
14 energies.
And then minus 3, so 11 water energies for Keldeo's attack.
Those decks typically run 10 to 11 energy. So you're telling me they're going to attach all 11 energies to deal with Mewtwo.
Or they go for the...
And one's not going to be prized.
It doesn't seem like that good.
So, okay. So they attach 6 energies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 6 times 3 is 180, plus the initial 10, so we're at 190. So even if they have 6 energies on Keldeo and we copy Mega Mewtwo, we're 1-hit KO.
Yeah. On Blastoise, we got Lugia for the Blastoise decks.
And that's what people are going to come to, is like, well, we'll just out-accelerate them with Blastoise. You know, we'll win the coin flip, and so we'll get our combo off, and we'll just load up a ton of energy. Well,
DC Dimension Valley, get that out of here.
Lugia's GX attack, Lost Purge. Remove your opponent's active and all cards attached to the Lost Zone. So you may accelerate 7 or 8 energy, and then you get hit by a Lost Purge.
Now you're running on just 3.
Now you have 3 energy. 3 waters left in the deck.
That can't even 2-shot.
And you're like 3 or 4 shotting.
Get that garbage out.
So you can see how this is going to be a problem, and we're going to get into why it's not really counterable. Because Blastoise, we've already showed we could play Mega Mewtwo to counter it, but I like the Lugia.
I like the Lugia too.
Because you're just knocking out the threat. This, you are removing the threat completely out of the game state.
Yep.
And the water. So, all right, what you got?
Mega Ray.
This is now we're getting territory where it's even more a problem, because I can see a toolbox style deck running at least 2 Shamans, if not more, at least 2 Dedenes, if not more, and Tapu Lele. I could see him running 3 Shaman, 2 Dedenne, 2 Tapu Lele, and you run Skyfield, and Dimension Valley.
One or the other.
You could run both, but we're talking DCE, and you're doing major damage, and you're hitting with Psychic Weakness.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, this is a Mega. It's meant to evolve slower,
Yeah.
So, with Emerald Break, I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy, folks. Because, I mean, it can hit for 240
Yeah.
with Choice Band.
No, because you can have 8 on your bench. 8 times 3, 24, and then
So
the choice
270.
band 270.
So you could one shot, but you would have to, you wouldn't be able to have Dimension Valley in play. You would have to go Rainbow DCE. But still, it's a good way to scale up your attack. Put early game pressure with just a DCE.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, you
Hit
could,
with the 1-hit KO.
yeah. So, I do think all these cards are a problem.
Yeah.
And what else? I mean, there's probably more.
Well, paired up with classic Zork.
Here's where the deck is going to... Alright, Zork is already insanely good and expanded, right?
Mm-hmm.
This only makes it better because now you can copy it for DCE.
And you buff the HP up all the way to 270.
Yeah, and then with the Fighting Fury belt, you're at 310.
Yeah.
So it's going to get insane. It's just going to get nuts, right?
Yeah.
So you've got the Zork draw engine. You're discarding all your pieces. So you're going to have the consistency, especially in expanded with the A-Spec tools and this, that, and another.
Mm-hmm.
But are we to the combo now?
One more. We got Battle Compressor, where you can just dump everything that you need to attack with.
Yep. So you Battle Compressor. You could run a Lusamine engine. You could Battle Compress Dimension Valley, a Guzma, and Zork, or whatever, and then get whatever you want back.
And via Secret with the Battle Compressor.
Like Lusamine, you could get back the Stadium, and you could get back Guzma, and then you could copy Zork's attack. So Battle Compressor is a major, major problem because it just accelerates Mewtwo's ability.
Alright, we're to the combo.
Alright, let's do it. Folks, if you're not worried about this, you should be. You should definitely be worried about this combo.
Turn 1. Hit him with a Marshadow. Or red card. And then use Honchkrow. And use Hiker and Seismic Toad.
Okay.
In the order.
Alright, so it seems like a lot, right?
No. Thinking about how Zork, how they pulled off the combos of the red card delinquent, this can do that too.
And it has to wait a turn to evolve. So it was doing the combo on turn 2. This is going to be doing it on turn 1. Battle Compress. So what you'll do is you will Battle Compress, let's say, Honchkrow,
For sure.
Hiker, and Toad. Okay?
Or you could even have Toad in play. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Or whatever. Just you're going to Battle Compressor those 3. Then you're going to play Shaman, Dedenne, Tapu Lele, and eventually you're going to find your DCE to attach to Mewtwo right
or all
there.
it takes is an energy in Dimension Valley.
And you're going to hit for, what's the GX attack called? Unfair GX.
You're going to do these two first.
Yeah, you're going to eventually find your red card and your Marshadow. You're going to put your opponent down to 4 cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to hit them with the Unfair GX, right?
Broken.
Where you look at their hand and they have to discard 2 cards, right?
Yeah. And you choose the 2 cards, right?
Yep, you choose the 2 cards.
So indeed it is unfair.
So, and then from there, you're just going to keep via Seekering Hiker, which it reads, look at the top 5 cards of your deck or your opponent's deck and put them in any order. So you just control their top deck.
Broken.
You do that on turn 1, and then you follow it up with a Quaking Punch on turn 2 to item lock them.
Now they're sitting there with 3 cards. Item locked.
It's good game, folks.
Yes.
And it's going to be a long, slow grind because it's just going to be Quaking Punch for 40 because you're going to have Fighting Fury belt on.
Or screw it, on turn 2 they can even hit you with a Lost Purge GX and just bench you.
Yeah, that they could. So you can see our concerns with the direction Expanded is going. This is a major problem. We saw these style of decks. That's why they got rid of Delinquent and like
Puzzles.
Hex Maniac, Puzzles. They need to rotate a lot of Expanded. We didn't even cover. You got Computer Search, Dowsing Machine to get back via Seeker or Hikers or your stadiums with what's that? Dowsing Machine.
It's too much.
You could discard the red card and get it back with Dowsing Machine.
I like Computer Search better.
I mean, it's ridiculous. And if you're thinking that it's not going to be consistent, I'm here to tell you it is.
You just gotta think about the Zoroark deck that did the exact same thing.
You're going to have Trainer's Mail, consistency booster.
Booper.
You're going to have Shamans to draw till you have 6. You're going to have the Dene
Acrobike.
to draw 6 completely new cards. You have Colress, so if you do build up a huge bench, you can draw like 10 to 16 cards.
Mm-hmm.
You could Professor Sycamore, discard, draw 7. Folks, it's going to happen. And if you're not prepared for it, then I don't know what else I can say or do to get you ready for it. And I don't have an answer to what could deal with this combo right here.
Going first.
Even going first, you'd have to run the same kind of deck and just hit your opponent first with it.
Yeah.
That's all you can do is win the coin flip.
I think if they ban anything, it's going to be the Honchkrow.
No, they need to do Mewtwo because he is going to combo with everything.
Yeah.
Is the problem. You can't really ban Battle Compressor because too many decks need that. Dimension Valley has been a problem for years and years and years. So getting rid of that is fine. And the Mewtwo. But getting rid of this does not solve Mewtwo. Okay?
It helps, for sure.
It helps, but it doesn't solve it. I honestly think either restrict it. I don't know why Pokemon just doesn't do what Magic does and restrict it. When you have these powerful cards like that, you restrict them to just 1 per deck. Like the A-Spec cards. Everyone's okay with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Computer Search and Dowsing Machine never seems just like too OP. Everyone plays it, but you can only have 1. So just restrict Mewtwo to 1. And you could restrict Dimension Valley to 1 if you're worried about it. But, yeah. It's going to be a problem.
For sure.
For Portland Regional coming in November. So, right around the corner, not too much longer.
Then Dallas, that's going to be a problem there, too.
So, I don't know. Pokemon's got to do something because Expanded is already a dying breed. No one looks forward to it, really. No one really likes it. I don't mind it, but when it's combos like this or the other that just completely keeps your opponent from playing, then it's a problem.
I think the thing that sucks about expanded is they keep making new and better cards. So all the original ones are like, well, they're in the format, but why would I ever play this when I can just play these?
And that's the problem is they keep making more and more powerful cards, and what they're figuring out is they're starting to combo more and more and more with the older cards. And you have to kind of check that. That's why you have so many different brackets with Magic, Standard, Expanded, Classic, Legacy, Vintage. You do that so that there's not all these chaotic combos, and then if there is cards that are issues, then you simply restrict them or you ban them in that specific area. So, but anywho, yeah, it's a problem, folks, and I feel sorry for you if you are going to Portland and they don't do something with that. But
Just play it.
that's my best advice. If you're needing a deck, until we've learned of this combo, we were always Night March. Just play Night March
Yeah.
because it's really good. It destroys the dark decks, the turbo dark decks that are going to be really good, especially with Weavile and all that,
Yeah.
and Dark Patch and Max Elixir. And then it also counters Zekrom and Pikachu,
You can use it against Zoroark for the
which
fighting
has
weakness.
Max Elixirs and all this, that, and another. So we were big on the Night March engine. But now, it's too slow. Too slow because they can easily battle compress Karen,
And just cycle that.
and then VS Seeker hit you with the Karen, hit you with the Quaking Punch.
Bigger problem, Night March can't one shot.
But I do like Night March hitting on the weakness. I do like that.
Yeah.
So honestly, weakness policy
That's
could
all
be
it
super
takes.
good.
That's all it takes.
And that's something that's going to come from your testing, either Fighting Fury Belt, Choice Band, or weakness policy.
No, not weakness policy. Just run Jirachi.
You could run Jirachi, yeah.
For sure. Just run that real quick. Put it down. Deal with it.
But I like being able to hit weakness on theirs too, because Jirachi gets rid of all of their weaknesses.
Yeah, you can just one shot them with these broken.
This is true.
Or not even let them play. This
Right.
broken.
Deck's super good. Blastoise, not going to be an issue if you run the Lugia or the Mega Mewtwo. What other matchups here?
Trevenant.
Too slow.
Other Toad variants.
Way too... like Toad Zoroark.
Yeah.
Going to be too slow, I think.
Then Zoroark variants. They can't one shot.
They can't one-hit KO, but you can.
Yeah, that's
So-
not a problem.
They're going to play Zoroark. There's going to be Zoroark around because they're going to play it in conjunction with the toolbox. But I think Zoroark deck's probably too slow.
Mm-hmm.
Damage output's not what it needs to be. I do think a Charizard Reshiram turbo engine could possibly compete with this. Because you can go turn one, Welder, and then maybe set up like a blacksmith play or something like that, or max elixirs. I think if you can get the engine right to where you constantly set up Charizard on turn one,
And
if you win the
Volcanion?
coin toss.
Volcanion.
You have Volcanion to discard the energy, and then you could always blacksmith.
Water. Yeah, fire can have a lot going for it.
I think the Charizard and Reshiram can compete with this, but it's going to come down to the coin flip.
That's all it's been down to.
So if you win the coin flip as Charizard, you're probably going to win the matchup. If you win the coin flip as Mewtwo, you're probably going to win that. Fair enough?
It's sad that a lot of the matchups have come down to coin flips in standard and expanded.
Yeah. And there's steps Pokemon could do to simplify that process. Something as simple as if you go first, you don't get to draw a card. Something that simple,
That could help.
all of a sudden, levels everything off. So, you got anything else, Dancer Bear?
Nah, that's it.
All right. Well, hopefully this wasn't too boring. Maybe you got a little value out of it. It is expanded. Not too many people care for expanded, but we had a few
Yeah.
that asked for it, so we figured we'd cover it the best we can. Yeah. Got anything else, Dancer Bear?
That's it.
All right. Well, like, subscribe, follow us, and be excellent to each other.
And party on, dudes.